Hey, welcome back to Diablo 2 Resurrected as the Necromancer. In this episode, we are going to explore through the frozen tundra and see how far beyond that we can make it. Again, I don't want to make this video too awfully long, so depending on how long it takes us to find the waypoint here to the frozen tundra, that is probably all we're going to wind up doing. So let's just go ahead and look around. I suppose what we'll probably wind up doing is just kind of exploring along the walls a little bit and seeing what we can discover. I mean, I suppose if all we're going to be doing is looking for the waypoint of the frozen tundra, it seems to me that exploring along the walls might be a decent strategy. So that's probably what we're going to wind up doing. So yeah, also I apologize, you guys. I realize that the Diablo videos have been a little bit fewer and farther between than they used to be. My explanation for that is that I just have had like less time before work to record these past several weeks. So I apologize for that. I'm gonna do my best to try to fix that. But it is what it is, I guess. I mean, we're making sure the series keeps going by recording every now and then. But it's for sure that the series is not moving forward quite as steadily as it was before. So I apologize for that, but we're going to go ahead and keep on chugging along slowly but surely. Okay, so it seems to me that going along the walls is not going to be a strategy that's going to be successful, for the simple fact that we have these fortifications. So this is going to be a more of a problem than I think I am ready for. So let's go ahead and have a good time with this, because I wasn't prepared for these fortifications. I was not prepared for this nonsense, so this is going to be a good time. This is going to be a good time indeed. So let's go ahead and just get spread apart and destroy the entire world. The only problem is that all my minions are starting to focus on these stupid frickin' barricaded towers, among other things, which is not what I want them to be focusing on. Because they're never going to destroy those barricaded towers or anything like that. It's just going to take them 10 times longer than it needs to take. So I'm going to try to make them focus on things that are actually going to be destroyed. It's pretty great. Even though it's not quite working out the way I want it to. So can we actually get my minions to attack things that I want them to attack? It's pretty great. Oh, look at that. There's the infernal pit. That's the infernal pit, huh? Well, I suppose, do we want to explore the infernal pit? Not really. Not necessarily. I don't really feel like exploring that right now. So we'll go ahead and leave that as a place that we found, but I don't really feel like exploring it, to be honest with you. So let's not really worry about that right now. Let's not really... Well, you know what? I think we will, actually. I think we will explore it, just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it, I think we will. So let's go ahead and kill off the rest of these enemies that are out ahead, and then go ahead and explore the infernal pit. So what's going on in the infernal pit? What are we gonna discover here? That is the big question. Oh no, salamanders. Salamanders, that's just a little bit scary. Okay, let's go ahead and get all my minions across the bridge. Get them all across the bridge. Oh, we have fetishes as well. Stygian dolls. That could prove to be a problem. That could prove to be a potential issue, but not too much of an issue. Not too much of an issue, just a slight issue. Enough of an issue that it could be construed as an issue. So let's go ahead and raise all of these revived enemies and see if we can get some allies on our side that are different from our skeletons. Feel like that might work out for us. Feel like that might work out in some capacity or another. Even though Stygian dolls are very, very scary, they deal a lot of damage and they have a lot of health, which is just a little bit concerning, but nothing we cannot deal with, I wouldn't think. Hell witches. Nothing we cannot handle. I mean, it seems to me that we were able to just take care of that with very little difficulty whatsoever, which is fantastic. So far we're getting through this pretty effectively, which is exactly what I like to see. The only problem is that we're being attacked by like a quadrillion frickin' Stygian dolls at one time, which is not really a good time for me. Which is not necessarily a good time for me, but you know what, we'll go ahead and figure it out at some point. Hopefully sooner than later. Wow, this is, there's a lot of Stygian dolls shooting their needles at us. There are a lot of them. There are certainly a lot of them. You know what, I am going to get my minions at the center of all of this, and then we will attack all of these Stygian dolls from here. There we go, that'll work. Is there an elite somewhere? I mean, we're being cursed by something. The question is, what are we being cursed by? I can't tell. I cannot tell what is cursing us. There certainly is something, though. The question is what? I am not entirely sure. I am not entirely sure what is cursing us, but there certainly is something. I do not know, my friend. That is okay. It doesn't really matter all that much. We're getting through it regardless, so it doesn't really matter what it is. So let's just keep on going. Let's just keep on going. Getting the lovely, lovely experience we can get for exploring the... for exploring the infernal... I don't want to die. I don't want to die from poison. That's the last thing I want to have happen. So let's go back to town and heal ourselves before we die to poison. That'd be a bad time to have happen. So let's not let that happen. Let's try not to die. Death would be an unfortunate happenstance, and we do not want that happenstance to happen. So let's try to stay alive. The only problem with these Stygian dolls is that they do deal poison damage with their needles. So you gotta be very careful not to get bombarded by poisonous needles. That would be something you do not want to allow to occur. One thing's for certain is that my skeletons are dying fairly regularly, but not too regularly that I cannot keep up with the reviving of them. Ooh, but something is killing off my skeletons very, very quickly now. The question is, what is it? What is killing off my skeletons so quickly now? I am not entirely sure. There certainly is something. There certainly is something.
Good afternoon.
Okay, let's go ahead and revive my blood golem. Get my blood golem back. But there was something just now that was really doing a number on my minions, so let's figure out exactly what that was. Is it all of these Stygian dolls? Is it really as simple as all of these Stygian dolls causing issues for us? I suppose that's entirely possible. And there are quite a few needles being shot at us right now. Man, I would really appreciate it if I wasn't poisoned every 2 seconds. That would be fantastic, because I would like to not be poisoned every 2 seconds. Why are we being weakened? What's weakening us now? Is it... Okay, so I died from that Frost Nova because I didn't have a chance to see exactly what abilities that enemy had. So I just died from a Frost Nova that I had no chance to react to. It's pretty great. So let's go ahead and not let that happen again. That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic if I didn't let that happen again. So let's try to survive. Try not to die in a silly fashion. That would be wonderful. Hello there, Grand Charm. I'm gonna go ahead and pick you up and put you in my pockets, because that's what I like to be doing. Can I actually put these mana potions in my pockets now? Are you gonna let me do that, or am I gonna have to do it the slow way? I guess you're gonna make me do it the slow way. Which is kind of a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. I do not have any mages, but that is okay. We can revive our mages slowly. Yeah, there's just a lot of ranged attackers here. That's really the main issue. There's just a lot of ranged attackers here. Too many ranged attackers in this place that are causing significant issues for us.
Yes, warrior?
Yeah, there's just a lot of, again, a lot of ranged attackers. Now, if there's any way we can handle these ranged attackers without Ellie losing her entire life, that would be fantastic. Because Ellie is taking a lot of unnecessary damage here, which is not what we want to have happen. We want her to stay alive, because without her alive, we don't have the Thorns aura, which is not a good thing to not have. So let's make sure we actually do have that. But these enemies are kind of doing a number on my skeletons, and I am not a big fan of that. I am not a big fan of how well they are getting through my skeletons. Not a big fan whatsoever. Not a big fan whatsoever. So this place is turning out to be a little bit scarier than I really wanted it to be. But that's okay. I feel pretty confident that we can get through it. Unless this thing is going to take 30 more minutes, which if it takes too long, we'll probably just go ahead and say we're not going to finish it. Because I don't want to spend the next 40 minutes in here. I really, really don't. It's just not something I feel like doing. I just do not feel like spending the next 40 minutes in this place. So, if this takes way too long, we're probably going to just go ahead and leave. Because, again, I do not want to spend my entire life in this place. I have bigger fish to fry. I have other things I must worry about. I have other things to concern myself with besides this whole area. So hopefully you understand. Hopefully you understand the logic I am presenting. But that is okay. That is not something that we could not handle, is this? Man, I am taking so much poison damage. The amount of poison damage that I am taking right now is a bit absurd. Just a little bit absurd how much poison damage I'm taking right now. So can we calm down with all the poison damage? Can we calm down with the poison damage? That would be wonderful-tastic if we could lighten up with the poison damage. But that is okay. If we are dealing with poison, I'll just keep on going back to town and healing myself. I only have 3 town portal scrolls left, so I'm going to have to make sure to buy more of those when we go back to town. So let's not forget to do that when we go back to town, is buy more of those. Man, there are so many freaking fetishes. So many fetishes. Way too many fetishes. Way too many fetishes. Way too many fetishes than we should have to deal with. There is no doubt. This is just a little bit absurd. Just a little bit crazy town, how much in the way of fetish nonsense we have to deal with here. But that is okay. If I can just keep on decrepifying them, I feel like we'll be alright. Feel like we'll be just fine if we just keep on decrepifying the heck out of them, even though it's taking 1,000 years to get through this nonsense. Even though it's taking 10,000 years. I mean, my skeletons really aren't taking all that much damage. I mean, there's no doubt about that. They're not really taking that much damage. But they're dealing a pretty decent amount of damage back, which is pretty nice. Don't take any poison damage. That's the last thing I want to have happen. I do not want to take any poison damage. There's a flawless emerald there. Suppose I'll take that. Or rejuvenation potion, I'll take that too. I'll take the potions, and I'll take the gems. Because you know what? I will gladly take all of that precious collectible. But I get the sense that this place is going to wind up being huge. That's the one issue that I'm kind of running into here, is that I get the sense this place is going to wind up being huge. So I'm kind of thinking we're probably not going to complete this, but we're just going to have to see. We're just going to have to see how much longer this takes us to do. Because again, I don't want this video to be an hour long. That's the last thing I want to have happen. I mean, we're only 15 minutes in, but I really would prefer this video not be 40 to 50 minutes long. It can be entirely helped. If can be entirely helped, I'd really rather this video not be that long. Hey, there's the gold chest right there, so we were able to find that relatively quickly, actually, which is super nice. So I spoke too soon. I spoke way too soon. Okay, I gotta decrepify the fetishes. Gotta decrepify the fetishes. Because they are ranged attackers, we must decrepify them. So that's what we shall do. Slow down their ranged attack. Slow down the time it takes them to spit their needles at us. Feel like that might be a valid strategy. Let's go ahead and revive some of our skeletons, and then decrepify some more. Seems like decrepify might be our best friend in this place. Because there's a lot of ranged attackers in this area. So it seems to me that decrepifying might be the best option. Even though I've spent most of the time using amplified damage, and we're only starting to realize now that decrepify might be a good choice. Now at the end, we're starting to realize this. Which is fine, I guess. Which is fine, I guess. Let me kill off this here Stygian doll. Kill him off before he causes any issues for us. That would be marvelous-tastic. If we can get him out of our face. Man, there are so many freaking fetishes, dude. Why are there so many of them? I fail to understand why so many of them spawn. It's just kind of insane. It's just a little bit insane how many of them spawn. Just a little bit insane how many of them spawn. But that is okay. Can I do some reviving? Can I revive some Stygian dolls? That's something I can do. That's something I'm capable of doing, is reviving some Stygian dolls. Have some needle shots back at the enemy. Feel like that might be beneficial for us in some fashion. Now, can we get to this gold chest without dying? Can we possibly do that? Is that something we are entirely able to do? Is get to this thing without dying a painful death? That would be marvelous. And I would be happy if we were able to reach the gold chest without keeling over and dying. Just tripping and dying. That would be fantastic. Okay, get out of my face. Get out of my face. You've overstayed your welcome. You have overstayed your welcome. What's inside this gold chest? Not much. There's some gold. Some gold among other things. And there's a scroll of town portal, but I'm already full up on town portal scrolls, so I don't desperately need that. So thank you, but no thank you. Can you get rid of this here Hell Witch? Is that something you guys can do? Thank you very much. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue looking around for the waypoint in this place. Who's to say how long it's going to take us to find it, because if there's one thing we do know about the areas in Act 5 is that they are very huge. So let's just go ahead and look around the best we can. Just look around the... Oh, that was easy. Alright, well, in that case, I am going to go ahead and call the video right there, because you know what? This 20 minutes is a pretty good video length, so that's probably where I am going to go ahead and call the video. But you know what? Let's go ahead and identify all of this stuff. Because yeah, that's a good place to end the video after exploring what we just explored and making our way through the frozen tundra just a little bit. So that works out pretty well, actually. Gonna go ahead and sell that, sell that. 52 attack rating, 1 to 3 lightning, don't need. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching today's episode. This episode where we explored through the infernal pit. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy it. I will see you guys next time when we do more exploring through the frozen tundra and make our way to the Ancient's Way. And as always, guys, I really do appreciate you watching. It truly, truly does mean the whole world to me. I will see you guys in the next episode.